Welcome to Pyrocryptic News. Today, April 24th, 2025, we're tackling a big one for XRP holders.
Yeah, it's a real head-scratcher.
The headline: XRP climbs despite critical flaw found. You've got this major price surge happening right alongside a serious security scare.
It's quite the paradox.
So forget the noise. We're going to get straight to what you need to understand about your holdings right now.
Okay, so first off, the price action. XRP saw a pretty significant jump yesterday, Tuesday the 23rd, over 8%.
Right, pushing past $2.20, sitting around $2.22 now.
Exactly. And when you look at the technicals, things like the RSI, the moving averages, they're suggesting, maybe more upside.
Some are even talking about $3 as a target.
Some analysts are, yes. The momentum looks bullish, technically speaking, despite everything else.
Okay, but everything else is pretty major. What's driving the price up when there's this security cloud hanging over it?
Well, a couple of things seem to be at play. One factor people are pointing to is comments from President Trump about the Fed.
The potential for rate cuts, making riskier assets like crypto look more attractive.
That's the thinking, yeah. Lower rates can push investors towards assets with higher potential growth, even if they carry more risk. It shows how tied crypto is to the bigger macroeconomic picture.
But you have to balance that against this security news, which is, well, it's concerning.
Extremely concerning. We're talking about a critical vulnerability found in the XRP Ledger Foundation's main JavaScript library.
xrpl.js, right. Explain what that means for people, quickly.
So xrpl.js is like a toolkit. Loads of developers use it to build apps that work with the XRP Ledger wallets, tools, you name it. It makes their job easier.
And this toolkit had malicious code hidden inside.
That's right. Embedded code designed specifically to steal your crypto, your wallet seeds, your private keys. Aikido Security called it potentially catastrophic, a supply chain attack.
Because it could affect so many different applications downstream.
Exactly. Hundreds of thousands of apps or websites might have been using the compromised versions.
And the suspected source makes it worse, doesn't it? A Ripple-linked developer account.
That's the suspicion,
Yeah.
Yes. It raises serious questions about internal security if that's how the breach happened.
So what's the fix? What are people being told to do?
The foundation pulled the bad code quickly, thankfully. They're urging developers to upgrade immediately to patched versions 4.2.5 and 2.14.3 specifically.
And for users.
If you used an affected app, the advice is critical. Rotate your private keys, like generate new ones and deactivate your master keys. It's serious stuff.
Okay, but some good news: we heard major platforms weren't hit.
Yeah, reports say big names like XRP Scan, First Ledger, Gen 3 Games, Xamin Wallet, they seem to be unaffected by this specific issue.
Which is reassuring, but doesn't mean the danger wasn't real for many others.
Absolutely not. Smaller apps, individual developers using the library, a lot of people were potentially exposed. You really need to heed those warnings.
Okay, let's swing back to the market side. This optimism, it's not just the Fed talk, right? There's been huge growth in XRP recently.
Oh, definitely. Since President Trump's win in 2024, XRP's value is up, over 300%? That's massive.
Yeah.
Political sentiment clearly plays a role.
And we're seeing more institutional interest, too.
Yes. Talk of potential XRP ETFs waiting for SEC approval, that's big. And Coinbase listing XRP futures contracts on their derivatives platform.
That signals more mainstream acceptance, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests XRP is becoming more integrated into, traditional finance structures.
And there was that Uphold news, too, connecting RLUSD to gold via XRP.
Right. Another example of building real-world utility, connecting crypto to traditional assets, all potentially boosting that long-term positive view.
But let's inject some caution here. Technicals can turn, right? What are the risks?
For sure. Analysts are watching key support levels, like the moving averages around $2, maybe even down to $1.80. If the price drops below those,
We could see a sharp pullback.
it's definitely possible. Sentiment can shift fast, especially with negative news like this security breach lingering. Derivatives data shows only a slightly bullish lean right now.
So if you're an XRP investor, you're kind of caught in this crossfire. Bullish signals on one side, serious security red flags on the other.
It really puts the spotlight on risk management. You've got potential gains driven by market mood and adoption versus the fundamental risks highlighted by this breach.
It forces you to ask how much risk you're comfortable with.
Precisely. Staying informed, updating software, protecting your keys, that's absolutely non-negotiable, whatever the price is doing.
So here's the final thought we want to leave you with. Faced with this clash market hype versus a major security threat, and how do you find the right balance? Is now about seizing an opportunity, Or is it a moment that demands extra vigilance and careful risk assessment? That's the key question for you to ponder.
That's it for today on Pyrocryptic X News. Stay sharp, stay informed, and catch the next drop right here.